Thank you, Carter, for doing a great job of talking about who we are. We are a teaching center, and so we're here together to help each other remember, to be partners in believing, partners in knowing the truth. As we go through our day, our week, our year, we are partners in believing and knowing for sure that we are individualized expressions capable of having the life we're here to love. Life we're here to love. That's what we're doing. So last week I talked about walking by faith. And that simply means to step out, whether you know how something's going to happen or not. Make a decision for something, claim that, and then just step out in faith and know that it is done as you pray and believe. And to me, it's more than just believing, it's actually praying and knowing. You know it's already done. And so you just step out into it. And that's what walking by faith means. Today I want to talk about changing batteries. And I honestly don't know how I even came up with this. When I was looking at the title, I'm like, what in the world? Why are you so excited about this title? But it's good. And really what it is, you know, thinking about when we're feeling bad about ourselves, or we're feeling low, or we're feeling sick, or whatever it is. I just wanted us to remember that just like a battery, just like a flashlight, sometimes the light goes dim, you know? We can't always be way up here. Sometimes we're here, we're wherever we are. And we just need to remember that we can do some things. We can change the batteries. And I likened it to some different kinds of batteries. And AA, meaning attention and affection. Give yourself some attention and affection. AAA, maybe give yourself some attention, affection, and some acceptance. You know, maybe you change it to a C battery and give yourself some compassion. Maybe you need a D battery and just give yourself some direction. Where are you going? Right? That's all, yeah, exactly. That's all it is. But I want to talk about just knowing and speaking the truth for yourself and for others. I really believe that the 4 agreements is really pretty much all you need to be in the world, to have the life that you're looking for, to help others. And the 4 agreements say this: be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Meaning just say the truth as you know it. It may not be what other people know, but speak your word because it's true for you. So be impeccable with your word. Take nothing personally. It's not about you. We always think it's about us, but it isn't. So you don't need to take anything that's happening outside, that's happening with other people are doing. It's not personal for you. It's not always about you. So you don't take anything that's coming at you personally, because you already know who you are. You already know what you stand for. We talk about this all the time, what you value. And you step into the world knowing this, knowing who you are. You're a child of God. This is what I believe. This is what I know to be true. This is what I know to be true. So this is I don't need to take anything personally that you say or that anyone says. And make no assumptions. Just make no assumptions. And I remember watching, I think it was Ted Lasso, which I love this show. It's really wonderful. And they had a bet on a dart game, and this guy had assumed that Ted didn't know how to play darts. And one of the things he said was, you know, people make assumptions about me all the time. You look at someone and you can make an assumption, oh, I think this is a racist, or I think this is whatever you're thinking. And based on what? Based on what? You have no idea. You're just making assumptions. And one of the things he said was, and when you don't make assumptions, you're curious. You want to be curious. Who are you? What are you doing? What are you about? This is how you show up as love. That's being curious, not making assumptions about anybody. Making no assumptions. And then always do your best. And this is something that I talk with different people about, and they don't agree with me. And they don't have to agree. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I'm talking about my truth, right? And what it is that when you say, always do your best, I think I shared this with you a few weeks back, that every time you step out, you're doing your best. Nobody wakes up and goes, I'm going to be half-assed today. Who says that? You're at the 100% that you can be at today. So you can forgive yourself. You don't have to worry about I'm not doing as much as I did yesterday, and you're doing what you can do today, and that's okay. So we don't need to worry about whether we are doing our best. You are always doing your best. That's just what we do. We show up the best we can on any given day and have to forgive ourselves. So I want to start telling you a story about how we show up for other people. We talked about this in our class today. What we can do is be partners in believing. Sometimes you're just so tired. Sometimes you've been dealing with something for so long. it's hard for you to believe that anything's going to change, that you're actually going to get what you're praying for. And so you have partners in believing, people that you know what you know, and will hold the truth with you, not for you, with you. And it just gives you strength to know that there are other people out there that are seeing and knowing for you. And so I have my daughter, Michelle, and many of you have met her. She's doing a new business, and she wants to move away from the business she's in. She works for the government, the city, in the town that she lives in, and she wants to move from that. And she wants to have her own business. This is the first time she's ever tried that. She's never tried having her own business before. So, of course, all these paradigms come up. Like, you don't know how to do your own business. What do you think? Who do you think you are? Well, where's this going to come from? Your husband's not going to support it, and da-da-da-da-da. Just all this kind of stuff. And at this point in my life, I am a life coach. And one of the things we do as a life coach is speak the truth to other people. They may not necessarily want to hear it, but we speak the truth as we see it, okay? And so, and one of the things I share with you guys is that you can't answer a question that isn't being asked. You can't. We try all the time, baby. It don't work. It don't get through. So, because if nobody's asking you, that means they're not looking for it. They're not searching for an answer. But here's something that I do want to share with you. I did with my daughter the other day. You can't answer a question that isn't being asked, but you can ask them, may I share something with you? Are you open to me sharing something with you that I see? So for those of you who have not been around her, and she's out here several times. So I brought her here a couple of times. She's such a happy, smiley girl. And really just, she's tall, she's big, she's beautiful. And she doesn't know that. She doesn't know it. And so people love to be around her. They're always gravitating to her, and she's silly. And she just walks in the room, she's the party. She's the one you want at your party because she always brings the party. And so she was at work the other day, and this girl walked in, and she just had on some kind of outfit that was just really great. My daughter was, oh my God, you look so great, you're slim, blah, 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 blah. She was going on and on about the girl, what she looked like. And the girl said, I absolutely love you. I wasn't feeling well, and you noticed that I was wearing something new, and I just love you. And my daughter said to me, I don't understand that. I'm not doing anything different. Why does she love me? Why do people like to be around me? So I said, well, can I share what I know about you with you? Can I share that with you? And she said, yeah. I said, okay. Well, here's why people love you. Because you love them. They're only feeding back what you give them. She absolutely adores people and loves to have fun and loves to share the truth that she sees about them. And she sees whatever is beautiful in them and shares that. Oh my God, I love whatever it is that she sees. And she'll do it in a Walmart. She don't even know you. And she'll walk up and go, oh my God, girl, what'd you get? Oh Lord. Everywhere she goes, she doesn't meet any strangers. And so that's what I tell her. I said, people love you because you love them, honey. You shine a light wherever you go. And this is what we get to do for other people. This is what I'm talking. This is my point that I'm making. We get to shine a light on other people. Not everybody gets that. I don't mean get it as in understands it. I mean not everybody gets people saying to them, "You're beautiful today. I love the way you look. I love what you're saying." Who gets that? We don't get it as much as we need it, as we'd like to have it. We don't necessarily need it, but we'd like to have it. And so I encourage you, even though I say you can't answer a question that isn't being asked, it's not a question that's being asked. It's something you notice that is positive about somebody, and we get to speak that out. We get to speak that truth that we know. You see it? Call it. Just say it. You're not saying it to get a response from them. You're saying it because it's the truth you see. It's the truth you see. And you will uplift people by just saying, this is what I see. As a coach, it is my job to reflect the truth of what I see and what I know others see. Now, sometimes I see something that you're going to love me to tell you about. Most times, it's not that. But it's okay. Because all I'm doing is reflecting back what you have said you want. I only reflect back when you have told me you want something. And I reflect back to you why it is or is not happening. Why it is or is not happening. So you help them, you help people by looking at them and saying something wonderful to them that you see. This is how you recharge their batteries. This is how you recharge. You uplift people. You don't even have to say anything. You could actually just smile at people. You just see somebody and just smile. Well, I can't remember where I was. I was somewhere the other day. I can't remember what it was. And I was just saying, someplace. And the woman had just done a really great job, or whatever it was. I don't know what she was doing something for me, and she did it really great. I said, oh, my God, you're doing a great job. Thank you. She goes, oh, no, it's nothing. It is something. It is something. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you for that. This is what we get to do. It's not we have to do it. We get to do it. You know how it feels when somebody notices you, notices the work you're doing, notices what you look like or what you've done or how you've gone out of your way or you've done something nice for them, even just to hold the door for somebody. And people notice that. It just makes you feel good. Makes you feel a part of something bigger than yourself, which you are. And so that's what we get to do. We get to, it doesn't just recharge their batteries. It recharges yours as well. We're not in this by ourselves. Whatever we do is reflected back on us as well. It's reflected back on us as well. So it's also what lifts us up individually. It lifts us up. So we get to recharge people's batteries. We get to pay attention, give people some affection, give them some compassion. And so here's one where I'm giving some direction. That's not always appreciated. Let me just say. So because of, I've been doing New Thought since I think 1992, I want to say. Just stepped into it, and you know how we all are when we step into it, we're eager to learn, so taking classes and all that sort of thing. And so I've been doing it a long time and constantly taking more classes just to understand. It's not about, I understand things, I understand who God is, but I don't understand how God shows up for other people. That's why I continue to take classes, so I have different ways in which to speak to people in a way that they can understand. So I know a number of things, and I know the truth about God. I also, because I've taken several classes, I've taken this certified class with Mary Morrissey. Before that, I took a coaching class online. So I know how to do this. It's my job to call out what's happening. And that's not always loved by the person I'm calling it out in. So I had someone, what my focus is in my coaching class is that I know for a fact that all of us are here for a purpose. We each have a gift. And most of us, the problem with why we don't recognize the gift is because it comes so easily and naturally for us. We don't know it's a gift. The other people can't do it. We just think, oh, isn't everybody doing this? No, everybody's not doing that. And so we bury it and we do other things, and we do what society thinks we're supposed to be doing, and we just take on all that sort of thing. And we don't always recognize what our gifts are. And so my purpose for the coaching that I do is to talk to people who are ready to own that gift, and then how does it show up in the world? So what's your dream for your life? If you could have whatever you want, that's what we do. So people take the class, and it's not cheap. I don't make it cheap because people value what they pay for. They value what they pay for. So I know I'm not doing them a service to give it away. I know that. They're not going to show up. So I had someone join the class. We're 3 weeks into the class now. She hasn't shown up for class 1. And every time, and the class is once a week, and then they have homework. So she wrote me and said, hey, I can't do it, because blah, 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 blah. So I texted her back, and I said, listen, I understand that. I understand. But here's what happens. The moment you decide to do something, your mind lets all kinds of things that seem reasonable get in the way. Get in the way. Oh, you need to go down here and see this person. You need to go over here and write this thing up. You need to blah, 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 blah. And I said, so that's what's happening for you. I'm encouraging you to show up for the class. This is something you said you wanted. This is what you're paying to do. And here's my job, is to point out that those excuses, those things that you're talking about, those are excuses. It's just fear. And so I'm challenging you to show up for the class. And I was willing for the person to drop out because they're wasting their time. If they won't be in the class and talk with me or they're wasting their time. And so I'm okay with they drop out. They're not getting their money back, but they can drop out because that's not how it works. So I was okay with it. I wasn't expecting to hear from the person. I just figured they were going to drop on out. And so they wrote me back a couple days later. I got a call. And she said, You really pissed me off. I said, I know I did. I know, but that's my job. That's why you're calling now. Because you know I was telling the truth. She said, yeah, you were. I was afraid. And so I've caught up with the class, I've done all the stuff, and I'm gonna show up for the next class. And I said, we'll see. We'll see, but that's your challenge. You have to show up. So my point is this. Sometimes we just have to say what the truth is. We can't be, this is what we're here to do. You see the truth in something, just call it out. You're not doing them any favors by not calling them out. And you call it out in love. I was calling it out because I know what she said she wanted. And I knew what was stopping her. And I knew she was unaware of those things that were stopping her. So it was my job to point it out. This is what you say you want, but this is what you're allowing to happen. Let go of that. And what's happening is you don't make what you want important enough. It feels selfish. It's like, oh, I can't do this for myself. These other people need me. These other people need me. Do you know how many people are waiting for you to go ahead and show up for your purpose? Those people need you. Those people need you. The other people are using you. These people are waiting for your gift to show up from you so that they can be challenged, so they can be moving into what they need to move into. So that sometimes it's hard. I'm not saying it's always easy to speak the truth. But what we do is speak the truth in love. Yeah? Speak the truth in love. Know who you are. So back to the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. I'm not going to tell you something because you want to hear it. I'm going to tell you what I know needs to be said. And if you no longer want to be a friend of mine because I've said it, it's your loss. That's how I feel about it. I know that I'm a good friend, and I know that I can be aggravating. You all know this already. I've aggravated many of you in here. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because truth is truth. And it's only aggravating because you hear the truth in it. You know it's the truth. You know I'm calling it out. And now you got to do something. You weren't planning on doing anything. That's okay. It's all right. It's okay. This is what we get to do for each other. Be partners in believing. Speak the truth when you see it. Even it would be easier to just go along and say, oh, poor baby. Oh, it doesn't get them anywhere, does it? It doesn't help them. They got enough people. They're doing it for themselves already, saying, oh, poor baby. That's not what helps. What helps is saying what is true. No, you're just afraid. You're just afraid. I had another person who's on a path. She's doing really wonderful stuff. And she said, you know, I really want to move. I really do. I said, okay. And so this is the same thing the Spirit told me, so I knew exactly how to tell her. So the Spirit said, I really want to move. I said, all right, well, have you picked out a house? No. Well, go pick out a house. How you going to move? You already know where you're going. So pick out a house. So we found a house. Great. What's the next thing you should do? What do you think? What do you think? And she goes, well, guess I should call the real estate agent. Probably a good idea, right? You already know. You're just walking them through what they already know. You're not telling them anything. You're not being a genius about it. It's just you're walking with them in their fear. You're walking with them past the fear. That's what you're doing. You know what they already know what to do. You're just giving them permission to do it. Do you get that? That's all you're doing. It's giving them permission to do it. Yeah, that's all. That's what we're here to do. To be partners in believing. When the light grows dim in someone, and then sometimes it does. We have so many things that we're doing. We get depressed. We feel like we're not on the right road. And you can see it for somebody. You can go ahead and call it out. They're asking for help by talking about it. They're asking for help. So you can go ahead and do that. I'm not trying to get you to love me. It's like when you raise your kids. It would be so much easier to give them everything they want, would it not? It would be so easy to give them what they want. But that's not what's going to help them. So I'm not trying to be friends with my kids. I'm trying to tell them what is right, what's going to work for them. And sometimes they get upset. And they don't like you. It's all right. I can handle it. I can handle it. I'm okay. Can you? Can you handle the truth? Can you handle the fact that someone may be upset with you? They'll either come around or they won't. It doesn't change the truth, though. It doesn't change the truth. And it doesn't change the truth. It doesn't change the fact that it might be the truth, time for you to tell that truth, because they might not hear it from anybody else. And it's your job. So, okay, that's all right. It's okay. Do it anyway. In the process of telling the truth about what you feel or what you see, we get to be in touch with who we are in a really deep and serious way. This is from June Jordan. She's a poet and an activist. In the process of telling the truth about what we feel and what we see, each of us has to get in touch with who we are in a really deep and serious way. And so by that I mean, and we do this all the time, we talk about it all the time, who are you? What matters to you? What matters to me is that I know who I am. I'm in touch with spirit. I don't make a move without talking to spirit. I don't make a move. So when I talk, I just ask him, is this mine to do or not? Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes somebody else. But I'm always in contact, constant contact. Is this mine to do? And if spirit says, yes, it is, then I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. I'll just let the chips fall where they may, because that's my job right now, is to speak the truth. It's my job to speak the truth in front of you every Sunday. It's okay. Sometimes I'll do a fun talk, and sometimes I'll do a difficult talk. I think today's a more difficult talk than it was last week, and that's all right. It is what it is. Here's what I think, my final thoughts to you. I think that telling somebody the truth is an act of love and kindness if you say it in a kind way. Just say it the best that you can, but say the truth. It's an act of love. I believe in the 4 agreements. I think if you only live by the 4 agreements, that's all you need to do. Be impeccable with your word. Speak the truth. You know what it is. Be impeccable with your word. You don't have to take anything personally. If somebody gets angry with you, is that you? Or is that them? Where does anger from someone come from? At you? It's not personal. Whatever they're feeling or thinking, it's about what they already know. And you've hit on a truth they thought they were hiding. You hit on a truth they thought they were hiding, but they can't. Truth is truth, and you see it. Whether you call it out or not is a different story. Whether you call it out or not is a different story, but truth is truth. Make no assumptions. Just be curious. Why is it? What is it you want to do? Talk to me. Share with me. Just be curious. We don't have to make assumptions about it. When my friend was telling me she wanted to go, move, I knew she did because she'd been talking about it for a while. They've been talking about it for a while. But then she came to me and said, I'm really ready. I said, okay. I knew she was ready because she'd been talking about it for a while. So I could say the things I needed to say to her because I knew she would hear it. She was ready. That's good. All right. Tell the truth as you see it, and then let go of the outcome. Tell the truth as you see it, and then let go of the outcome. That's a hard thing to do because we want to be loved. We want to say things that have people love us, but that's not our job all the time. Sometimes it's just say what you need to say and let go. I told this woman what I knew that she was walking away from a dream she said she wanted. Whether she decided to do something about it or not, that's not my business. My business was to share with her how she wasn't heading down the path she said she wanted to go down. To call it out, to say why I knew that, and then whatever she does with it, she does with it. But she does it because it's her life. It's her life. So I can let go of the outcome. And if when you tell the truth, and if they still don't seem to shine, if they still can't, this is very important, if they still can't see the light, if they can't find their own light, simply be with them and shine your light. Simply be with them and shine your light. When I say shine your light, I just mean be a partner in believing. Know the truth for them. That's all. Just shine your light. That's what you get to do. That's what we're here to do. Yeah? Be a light. Be a light unto the world. And so it is. And so we let it be.